Feeling like you don't deserve the success you've achieved? Are you constantly second-guessing yourself? If so, you might be suffering from a phenomenon known as imposter syndrome. But don't worry, you're not alone. In fact, many successful and accomplished individuals have experienced this phenomenon at some point in their career, and I can confidently tell you that you will not be the last. In this video, we're going to look at what imposter syndrome is, how it can actually be beneficial, and most importantly, how to overcome it with practical tips and strategies that you can start implementing today. Hey, it's Lo, and welcome back to the channel. Kick back, relax, and get ready to defeat the imposter within and own your self-worth. If you have found this video, chances are you are well aware of what imposter syndrome is, but in case you're looking for a definition of the phenomenon, according to Psychology Today, imposter syndrome is where someone has chronic debilitating imposter thoughts that make them believe that they are undeserving of their achievements and high esteem in which they generally hold. They feel that they aren't as competent or intelligent as others might think, and that soon enough people will discover the truth about them. In short, imposter syndrome can be defined as a collection of feelings of inadequacy that persist despite evident success. According to a new survey by Penny Money, 1 in 3 Americans experience imposter syndrome, and while it can happen to anyone, those between the ages of 18 and 24 tend to experience it most. In fact, 46% of people in their early 20s said they have experienced imposter syndrome to some degree, with the study showing that women tend to suffer slightly more than men. That being said, imposter syndrome can be suffered by anyone, no matter their social status or age, and it can come at any point in one's career. It is important to remember that the problem isn't necessarily the person, it can also be the culture or setting in which a person is involved. If you are in a field that is highly competitive, the chances of feeling inadequate increase drastically. Or if you are a minority in a field and feel underrepresented, imposter syndrome can be more evident. One way to address this is to gain more diversity in your industry, which could look like hiring more people from underrepresented groups. But as we all know, the world isn't perfect and we can't control everything in it. One thing we can control though is how we address the feelings of imposter syndrome. If you are thinking that imposter syndrome is the worst, or at the very least a really inconvenient thing to experience, then you are both correct and incorrect. Yes, imposter syndrome is uncomfortable and it's something that people would prefer not to experience, but it's not all doom and gloom. Some research actually says that having imposter thoughts can lead to making smarter decisions because you are willing to take a step back and question yourself and your current knowledge and take that extra step to do more research to solidify your decision. Another benefit of experiencing imposter thoughts is that you are likely to work harder to prove your self-worth, making your work ethic more ambitious than those who don't experience imposter thoughts. Be careful though, as this can be a double-edged sword that can lead a person to more negative self-talk, which can lead to a burnout down the road. When you self-doubt yourself, you are more receptive and open-minded to new information, making you more likely to find a better solution rather than getting stuck in your initial thoughts and having your blinders on. Other benefits of imposter thoughts are that people tend to be more empathetic, better listeners, and ask better questions. As with anything though, too much and excess can often be a bad thing, and the struggle often becomes when to draw the line on leaning into your thoughts and when to let your thoughts just be thoughts. Now that we've talked a little bit about how imposter thoughts, which lead to imposter syndrome, can be helpful, let's get to why you clicked on this video and go into some tips on how we can overcome these thoughts to help mitigate self-doubt from sprouting in the first place. Tip number 1, let go of perfectionism. Yes, you heard me, let go of perfectionism. Now, as a bit of a perfectionist myself, I know this is easier said than done, but you don't have to lower the bar. You just have to redefine what your standards of success are and be kind to yourself in the event that success is not obtained on the first try. Focus on the progress you are making rather than aiming for perfection in the execution. Small progress is still progress, and failure is just an opportunity to learn and grow, which ultimately leads you towards success. Tip number 2. Share your feelings with your support team. This is more of a 2-in-1 tip. There's a reason why therapy has been on the rise these past few years. People inherently crave human interaction and want to feel understood and validated. It's important to share your thoughts with those in your support system, as they can not only give you support and validation, they can also help peel back the blinders and help see the situation in a different light. Tip number 3, celebrate your successes. No success is too small. People with imposter syndrome tend to brush off their success as a stroke of luck or make their success less than what it is. If someone congratulates you on something well done, take the time to applaud yourself because you earned it. No matter how small the success may seem, take time to reflect on your efforts and aim to speak more positively about yourself. Reflection is key, but don't forget the power of concrete reminders. For example, if you received an email with positive feedback from someone, try printing it out so that the next time you see this and you're feeling a little less than stellar, you can take a peek at it and remind yourself that you've got this. In conclusion, imposter syndrome is a common experience that can affect anyone regardless of their accomplishments or level of expertise. It can lead to self-doubt, anxiety, and lack of confidence in one's abilities, but it doesn't have to be a permanent condition. By recognizing the signs of imposter syndrome and understanding its underlying causes, you can take steps to overcome it. I hope you guys found this video helpful and insightful, and you can use these tips to cultivate a greater sense of confidence and self-worth. If you enjoyed this kind of content, be sure to let me know in the comment section below, and consider giving that like and subscribe button a little love tap, as it really does support me and this channel and allows me to put out even more exciting content for you guys. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, keep rocking.